Well, at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, the Ducks come away with a 42-30 win over number 18 UCLA. With A.J Jacobson of Duck Sports Authority, I'm Warren Williamson of Oregon Duck Football News. A.J., a pretty good, solid win for the Ducks today. A win that they needed.
Absolutely. I mean, not only was it needed, it was one that the fan base needed too, because they were so critical after the last Thursday's game against Arizona. It was really nice to see how happy the coaches and players were after the game. I think that kind of emotions is the type of thing that boosts you and makes you better during the season. It's certainly something that everybody in this whole program and around it needed.
I asked this question several times to Coach HELFRICH and even to some of the players, even to Marcus. Did the Ducks play a more complete game today? And I think they did.
Offense, defense, and special teams, all of them did quite well today. Sure, there were some lapses here and there, as there's going to be for every team in every single game, but by and large, all three units performed very well. And then I'll add one more, the coaching. I thought the coaching was very good this game. I'm not saying that the coaches are suddenly better coaches, I'm just saying that it showed this time.
Right. Before we talk about the defense, because the defense was huge today, one more thing that really caught my eye was the way that this team ran the ball. The Ducks get left tackle Jake Fisher back, who was much needed after that injury, and they played very well. Freeman ran for over 100 yards, and Tyner ran really hard today.
I feel like I make a difference, but I feel like, we're a team. We play as a team. And we won as a team, so there's no individual rewards. We just got to get back next week and look forward to Washington.
It was an amazing change, frankly. You were absolutely on point when you said Tyner ran hard, but you know what? Freeman ran hard. Marcus Mariota ran hard. Everyone on the Duck team really did their job today in staying focused and running hard on the running game, and then the offensive line in front of them. I don't know we knew how important Jake Fisher was to anchor that line. They need him, and he not only makes the line better, but he gives the other players around him confidence. Hronis Grasu was just saying that in the locker room after the game. He was saying that it was so great having Jake back, it gave us confidence. So they played like it.
Not only did the offensive line play well, but the defense came to play as well too. After giving up more than 30 points, 31 points last week to Arizona, they came back and they played with a purpose today, and Don Pelham had them ready to play.
We can play really good if we take all the things we're practicing and put them on the field, and that's what it was. And so it's just evidence, and more than anything, we can go back, put on the film, show the kids, hey, here it is. You can see you guys signaling and communicating. Here's the result. It's good. And then hopefully we can keep building. That's the whole thing. We just got to keep building and building.
It was a way better, much better performance. Yes, they gave up a lot of yards. They did bend. People that don't like bend but don't break, they wouldn't have liked today very much, because they did let them march down. But you know what? When it counted, Warren, they made it happen. They got it done in the defensive red zone, and that's what a defense has to do. And they did it. And the other thing was that they made some adjustments at halftime. I was really, really impressed with what Pelham did. Hundley was tearing them up with his feet in that first half. Well, do you know what? Then Pelham goes and throws Hardrick as a spy in the second half. Extremely effective. He made, I think, 3 tackles on Hundley because of that little, Pelham just called it a shadow. It was a shadow. It was a great change by him, and I think shows his development as a defensive coordinator.
One of the little things that came up in today's game, of course, junior defensive tackle Eric Armstead did not play. He did not dress today, but Sam Camp came in, and Coach Pelham in the locker room a little bit ago said he played exceptional.
He did play exceptional. I was just talking to DP myself, and he said, you know what, AJ, there was no drop-off whatsoever. And that's exactly what you and I were talking about up in the booth, and that is that Sam Camp comes in there, and you couldn't tell he hasn't been a starter this whole season. That guy played very, very well, very stiff at the line of scrimmage. And you know what? I think that extra weight and muscle mass that he put on in this offseason really helped him. It's keeping him strong this long into the season, and I think it's actually given him some confidence that he can stay in there with the big boys.
In the grand scheme of things, this game meant a lot for both football teams. Of course, both had one loss in the Pac-12. Both had difficult losses last week, both at home. So this was a must-win for both teams. What does this say now for Oregon moving forward? And what does it say about UCLA now as they move forward?
Well, we'll start with the UCLA side first. I think what this does is it means no playoff for them no matter what. They are not going to get into the playoff this year. Does it mean they can't make to the Pac-12 championship game? Probably not, to be honest with you. I don't think they can make it there now. But so that's where they're going. They still can go to a very nice bowl because the Pac-12 is associated with a lot of nice bowls, but it's not going to be one of the top bowls. I think they probably know that in their locker room right now. On the other hand, the Ducks just reopen an opportunity for the playoff. They reopen the opportunity to go to the Pac-12 championship game. And the thing is that this league is so tough this year and there's so much parity that they've got to play every game like this to make it all happen. But you know what? They put themselves back in the conversation, and that's what they had to do today, and dang it, that's exactly what they did.
In fact, it's been my opinion, of course, if the Ducks win out and they get to the Pac-12 championship and they win out, they are right there in the conversation to make that top four for the college football playoff. A couple other things that happened today. Keenan Lowe, wide receiver Keenan Lowe, was injured. We don't have we weren't told what that injury is or how severe it is, if at all. We don't know if he'll be back next week. And of course, Ifro Ekpre Olumu went out also. He injured, it looked to be his left ankle. It was taped, but he actually came back into the game, which was good news for the defense.
Yeah, because after that he came back, got that interception.
Right.
So first quarter, get his ankle retaped. Second, third, fourth quarter, the regular Ifo we've seen all his career. He's a fantastic cornerback, probably the best guy in the nation. He showed it again today. That pick by him was a work of art because he was reading Hundley's eyes. I don't know if you guys were able to pick that up from the television, but that's what he just told us. He said he was reading the eyes and it brought him right to the ball. Good job, Ifo.
And I have to share this. We asked Scott Frost, offensive coordinator Scott Frost, in his postgame about the Mariota fumble and pickup where he ran it in for a touchdown, and he said it was the old Fumblerooski, and he did call the play. But that was really a special play by Marcus.
It was fantastic. I don't want to see it repeated ever again, and I have a feeling that Coach Frost doesn't either.
AJ, final thoughts on today's game?
I think it's going to be a fun plane ride home for the team and any fans that came down here. I think that's what's going to happen, and you know what? I think that's going to give this game is going to give the team new motivation. Not that they didn't have it, but you know what? Now they know, that they're back in the hunt, and I think they're going to start playing like it again.
Well, for A.J. Jacobson of Duck Sports Authority, I'm Warren Williamson of Oregon Duck Football News. This has been your post-game report on Oregon Duck Football News.